Welcome to the Game Changer 00100 show. I'm your host, Game Changer. All right, so quick video. Oh, crap. Okay, so quick video. Basically, we're going to cover Too Short. Apparently, this has happened a long time ago, and I just was caught unaware of it. So, yeah, that's one of those things. But apparently, last year, Too Short had a video with somebody named Saweetie, who is an attractive woman. And yeah, he said some things. Basically, he was saying that he's attracted to light-skinned women. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to play the light-skinned song as an intro. So give me a second while I cue that up. Sorry, I just came from doing something. I kind of did this last-minute impromptu video as a result. But here, let me cue up the light-skinned song. All right. Playlist. Let's see. Here we go. All right. Salute to everybody in the chat. I can't really see it right now, but give me a moment. All right, there we go. All right, and here we go. She's pretty and smart and good at heart. She's light skinned. Her eyes are green, her hair is clean. She's light skinned. Her skin is so fair and she's so straight up. She cooks good food and never rude. She's light skinned. No counterfeit, her heritage rich. She's light skinned. She's out of sight, don't call her away. She's light skinned. She's so great in bed and she gives awesome head. She gets it back before she's ahead. She's light skinned. She is sport, no first support. She's light skinned. She's never crude, no attitude. She's light skinned. She's so well behaved cause she listens from friends. She don't eat much of that blood. She's light skinned. She's out of sight and never fight. She's light skinned. Her skin is green, her self-esteem. She's light skinned. Her skin is so smooth and she knows how to move. She truly thinks she can work the day. She's light skinned. She's fine as wine with the mirth behind. She's light skinned. Her skin is beige and the same page. She's light skinned. There's good white girl glass and a sexy fat ass. Her hair is long, that's in the song. She's light skinned. She's the only one I want. She's light skinned. The one I call when I wanna have fun. She's light skinned. She's the only one I want. She's light skinned. Light skinned. She pretty and smart and good heart. Her eyes are green, her hair's clean, her skin's fair. She's straight ahead. She cook good food in every room. Won't have a fit when the head is wet. She's out of sight. Don't call her by it. She great in bed with off her head. She'll get the bag for she had. She plays sport, offer support. She never grew, no attitude. Well behaved, you send a slave. She don't eat much. Her thigh don't tug. Out of sight and never find. Her skin's cream, high self-esteem. Her skin's smooth, know how to move. She really fit, can't write that thing. Fine twine with a nice behind. Her skin is beige. You be on the same page with a white girl class and a big fat ass. Her hair's long. Let's in this song. She's light-skinned. She's the only one I want. She's light-skinned. The one I call when I want to have fun. She's light-skinned. She's the only one I want. She's light-skinned. Light-skinned. She's light-skinned. She's the only one I want.
All right. Thanks for that. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time and waiting through that. All right. So, yeah, she's light-skinned. And apparently Sweetie, I think that's her name. Like I told everybody, I stopped listening to modern music a long time ago. I think that she is in modern music. You know, she's in the music industry. But one thing is for sure, she is a attractive woman, to put it mildly. The lips, the eyes, everything, she has it pretty much. She has all the stuff that I like and most men do. Now, she also talks the way that I'm used to listening to women. So I guess that's a plus, you know, that she has like that local Bay vernacular going on with her. So, you know, salute to her. And for those of you who don't know, Too Short is a rapper very popular in the late 80s. You know, he used to do local stuff. These are the tales, the freaky tales, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And yeah, Sweeney is, somebody says she's Blasian. Yeah, that is my favorite mix, if and only if the mother is the Filipino one. Oh, I should say my favorite mix is half black and Filipino, if and only if the mother is the Filipino one. So yeah, salute to her for being that, for being part of my favorite mix. And Too Short really was candid about how he feels about certain mix. Now, just because that's my favorite of all mixed people, that doesn't mean I favor mixed people. My favorite of all people are Eritrean women. So, you know, and I think that that's more like a solid thing. At least that nationality is. All right, so here's a part of the interview that he is apologizing for right now. So, fair use, fair use.
Point blank, nothing better than anything in 2019 was I was hanging out at a lot of like mixed clubs and, you know, mixed environments where it's multiracial and stuff. And I just love it when the white girls sing the 8-figure nigga with a big they love that line. They love it. They love it. I feel like you probably didn't intend to do that, but to me that's one of those things that fights racism. That breaks down racial, you know, separation and stuff. Because to be able to say it and express it, whether it's true or not, you saying these words that it sounds like music. It's like, you know, it sounds like you shouldn't be saying that, but what you're really saying is, I love interracial relationships.
Do you like interracial relationships?
I am from the Bay. Does that answer that?
Yeah, so
that doesn't really answer that. I mean, it does somewhat. Basically, is saying that we have a more liberal mindset and we're more open to interracial relationships than other places in this country. But it, I don't really love it or hate it. I just understand that some relationships are that way. And the qualities that you seek in a woman, or, if you're a woman, the qualities that you seek in a man may come in larger quantities in someone of another race, and you're open to that. So just be, I'm from the Bay, that shouldn't, it really doesn't.
let people know what they can find in the Bay Area. Because I know there's a lot of Filipinos out there, and I'm half
Okay,
Filipino.
so when I leave out the Bay, when I leave from the Bay, as a youngster moving around, you would see a girl, she kind of fair skin, lighter skin, and she got a little hair and whatever, curly, straight hair, whatever. And you're like, hey, what you mixed with? And they would get offended. They'd be like, I'm black, I'm black. And I'm like, no, you definitely mixed with something. And they would get mad. But in the Bay, you could meet a girl before you can say her name, be like, hey, what you mixed with? And she'd probably tell you that her mama's this, her daddy's that. And mixed heritage women have always been my favorite. Like, I don't think I've ever fallen in love with a woman that wasn't mixed.
Really?
And the debate did that to me.
Really?
Because it's something you...
Okay, I don't know if the Bay does that to people. It does give you, because we're a hub, particularly to Asia, because like a lot of different communities from the Pacific come to the Bay for, job opportunities, tech opportunities, and also many of them were here since the railroads were built. Like that's just it. And because of the liberal mindset, the populations intermixed with each other early on. Like I think it's a new thing in most everywhere else, but here, the daughters of the women, of the hippies with the free love and and everything of the Black Panther era, they're grown now, mixed as hell, and having their own daughters and stuff. So it gives you the opportunity to be with a lot more mixed people, but it isn't like a mindset that pushes you towards them. It's just that they're there, they're competing with everyone the same as everyone. And I guess in the case of Too Short, he's winning. They're winning.
I feel like that way about life too. Like biracial babies are. You could take the two ugliest motherfuckers from different races, and they fuck and make a baby, and that baby just be beautiful.
What he's saying is true. I have seen it. I've seen it quite often. Like, I mean, I don't know if either or both of Beyonce's or I shouldn't say Beyonce, but Halle Berry's parents or Mariah Carey's parents are ugly. But I have seen in real life what he's talking about. What he's referring to is what's called hybrid vigor. Hybrid vigor is a real thing. It's basically the exact opposite of incest. So you do get much greater genetic diversity when you are mating interracially, which does increase the probability that your children will inherit the best of both gene pools. Now, it is possible that, if you are two ugly ass people and your reasons for being ugly overlaps with one another, then yeah, you kind of get genetically screwed, and you see a lot of mixed people, who just hybrid vigor did not work to their advantage. But generally speaking, that's not the case. So yeah, that I have seen that happen, and hey, it's a real thing. What can I say?
It happens all the time. It's laughing, but it's true.
Bruh.
You be like, I know y'all didn't make that little pretty baby, and you can see the features in it though. You like, but y'all did. I see it. True story.
One thing that I really experienced about traveling outside the Bay Area, what's crazy is like there ain't a lot of Filipinos in the rest of America. Because when I say that I'm mixed with Filipino, they be like, damn, you hella exotic. But I'm like, nah, like in the Bay, that's hella normal. So
I wouldn't say it's common, but yeah, I will say this. Most half Black, half Asian women that I've come across have been extremely attractive. In fact, I think that they're at 100% right now. I think that I haven't come across one that was unattractive yet. Even when I went to the Philippines, the few that I seen, the few women that I seen that were mixed with Black were attractive as well. So I haven't really come across an unattractive one. Nevertheless, that's not to say that they're commonplace, but you know, I guess they're more common there than anywhere.
I think it's crazy how different areas got their like dominant type of heritages. Because when you go to the Bay, it's hella Asians and it's hella Black folks.
Yeah, I seen a picture of your mama.
This is true. My high school was majority Asian.
You got Chip right off the old block too. She did you good.
I'm defensive when it comes to my mom.
I ain't said nothing except
That didn't make sense, really. I'm defensive when it comes to my mom. Like, he didn't really say anything to insult her mom, but wasn't the brightest thing to say. But look at her. Like, does she really need to be?
I know where you got it from.
Oh yeah, she cute. She fine. She's finer than me. So yeah.
Okay, so why is she doing an interview with gum in her mouth? I have no idea. But that is the gist of what he said. Now, he, just like everybody else, is allowed to have his preference, especially since that preference is built on experience. He's not really kicking, He's not really kicking any Black women or dark-skinned women or completely Black women out of his bed or anything like that. He's just saying, like, listen, this is what I've had the most pleasure from. Of all the places that I put my penis, and being rich and famous since he was very young, I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of places. This is the best. This is what I like, and I like what I like. I like, my Oreos with fortune cookies. There's nothing really wrong with that. Now, I came across this when I was looking for like more on the interview, and just have to show y'all this. I just got to. This is an extraordinarily attractive woman, to say the least. I don't know what her body of work is, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, very attractive woman. I love it. I love her lips, and I like how she has like that. She had like that brownish gray thing going on, and then she glossed over it. I like the glossy. So yeah, very attractive woman. She probably has no talent, but don't really need it. Half Black and Filipino women are extremely attractive. If I wanted an extraordinarily beautiful daughter, I, of course, would get with a Filipino woman. But do I want the problems and the mindset that comes with dealing with an extraordinarily beautiful daughter? Is the question. Have yet to answer that. Oh, and by the way, fellas, they know. I think that Filipino women know, being in the Philippines, that because they were eager for my DNA. It could mean for a number of reasons, who knows? But for a place to where I, generally speaking, would not have to pay child support, they were really eager to get pregnant. And I'm assuming because they understand how beautiful the daughters would be. But there's only a 50-50 chance that it would be a beautiful daughter. Just saying. And no, I would not have, a woman that fine just walking around the Philippines broke as hell. So yeah, I wouldn't have a daughter that fine just walking around the Philippines broke as hell. Couldn't do that. All right. So too cool for school says Kevin Samuel. Kevin says Sweeney is a 6. Well, I mean, he says a lot of things on a scale that I wouldn't agree with. I can tell that she's surgically altered. Maybe that's what's working against her. But to me, she's hotter than Kelly Rowland. But then again, she's significantly younger. So, yeah, it is what it is. But, the heart wants what it wants, and he has a different scale than I do, as every man does. And it's every man's right to judge women how he chooses. I don't get that. Like, so hold on, let me look up the apology. I don't get why you have to apologize for liking a certain thing. Like, I will never really truly understand, comprehend, embrace that thinking. Like, if a man is attracted to midgets, like, do you have to apologize to tall people or to tall women? And ever notice how they can have like all the standards? I don't want no scrubs. I remember when that was a thing. Like, okay, like, do the scrubs come out and say like that's scrubism? How dare well, Sporty Thieves did respond to that in a spectacular fashion. I will say that, but like, to me, a person has a right, like a God-given right, to not have anyone dictate what they dictates. We do. You can't tell me like I shouldn't have to apologize for what I want. Now, I will say that we live in a cancel culture, and as an entertainer, he doesn't want to get canceled. But as a man, he wants some more mixed pussy. And I think it was his manhood that made him state his preference, and it was the fact that he's an entertainer that made him apologize for it. All right, so let me get out of her thing and get to Too Short's apology, or whatever you want to call it. How do I get this to do like just the apology? Hold on. All right, I'm gonna just play the audio of this. Give me a second.
To anybody that's offended by my words, I am from the Bay Area. I come up in the Bay, and
don't bring that crap up in your apology. It's not a reason or a justification to say or do anything. I'm from the Bay, and therefore, I drive by and smack kids on the back of the head. Like, you can't really just say where you're from, as people do that a lot, as a justification for their actions. Like, well, you really shouldn't justify it. All right, let's continue.
It's the whole racial thing to me has never been a factor in my circles. It hasn't been like because you're one race and somebody else is another. We don't like you just because you're that race. We don't like you because you.
What he's saying is true. We don't put as much thought into race relations as other groups, as other countries, or excuse me, as other states of people. We just don't. In fact, it wasn't until college that I even realized that colorism was a thing. So yeah, he, like many other people. Okay, so actually now it is justified that he says I'm from the Bay, because we do say and do things, and others respond to it like, how dare you say and do, like, what the hell? It shouldn't be a big deal. Like, for example, if we were to say it, or something like, hey, I like light-skinned girls. That's not a big deal to say out here. It's kind of like, I like yellow cars. But other places it's extremely offensive, and you're a colorist, like, yeah, you know.
You look like that because you speak like that. And in the Bay, there are a lot of. I would like to apologize to anybody that's offended by my words. I am from the Bay Area. I come up in the Bay, and it's the whole racial thing to me has never been a factor in my circles. It hasn't been like because you're one race and somebody else is another. We don't like you just because you're that race. We don't like you because you look like that or because you speak like that. And in the Bay, there are a lot of. I would like to.
Okay, so that's pretty much the beginning and end of his apology. Nothing major. This happened, I think, like 4 days ago. Now, the fact that the interview happened 2 years ago means that he has been taking heat for this for quite some time. And the question is, why? Why has he been taking heat for what? Saying that he's attracted to a certain type of woman? So I went to examine this heat. I actually went to one of the main detractors page to figure out, like, what in the world is going on with this? Why can't a man have a preference of something when women have extremely sophisticated preferences, to say the least? So where did I see it? Oh, here we go. All right, so fair use. Somebody say something is wrong with the super chat. So if you can, I got one. Melody was saying something is wrong with super chat. So if you can and you want to, then go ahead. If you can't, not the end of the world, but I appreciate the thought behind it. So yeah. Thanks anyway. All right. So let me share screen.
Really?
And it's debated that.
Really?
There's something you get.
And I feel like that way about life.
This conversation with Too Short and Saweetie resurfaced yesterday on Twitter, where Too Short talked with Saweetie about how mixed women is his favorite, how he never fell in love with a fully Black woman, and how if two ugly people from different races came together and they made a baby, how the baby would be beautiful. Girl, like, you can't make this shit up. No, men like Too Short voluntarily come online and share with the world how white supremacy has been chokeholding and slam dunking their asses since colonialization. They come online and voluntarily embarrass their
Okay, right there. I don't know who that was, but right there, she's talking about white supremacy and blah blah blah. White supremacy influence. Listen, first of all, he didn't necessarily say mixed with white. In fact, he's talking to a woman who's not mixed with white. So make this make sense. And this is to all you white supremacist people, like white supremacy. Make this make sense. Why is white supremacy brainwashing Black men to be attracted to half Black and Filipino women? Why is white supremacy telling you why is the white agenda to get Black men to be attracted to half Black and Filipino women? What the hell? Listen, if this is people, don't do that. Listen, people who from YouTube who have access to me, like through Hangouts, through have my phone number or something like that, you should know that I'm live. Don't do stuff. Don't honk my horn. Don't call. Don't do stuff when I'm live. Anyway, but this is to correct your behavior. Whatever it is a Black man do that Black women don't like is a result of white supremacy. I'm gonna just turn my phone off. Okay, there we go. Is a result of white supremacy. Is caused by white supremacy to get you to not do that. It's not white supremacy to say an attractive woman is attractive. You think I care? I'm talking about the chick on the screen. Sweetie. You think I care? You think her ethnic makeup is what makes me want to put my penis inside of her? No. If she told me that she is from the tribe of sexy lips, and she on her mother's side and on her father's side she comes from the tribe of big titties, both in Africa, you think I give a shit? You think I care? You think it's the race that makes me want to fuck her? No. See, this is Bay Area thinking. That's why we don't go for the bull crap that y'all can't tell us white supremacy is this overarching thing that makes me want to fuck her. No, her makes me want to fuck her. Period.
Dark and black skinned mamas and aunties and grandmamas who breastfed them, who love them, who cherish them, right? In this day and age, they will confidently come online and fetishize mixed or children that do not look like them. And it is actually...
Should we fetishize a child that looks like us? First of all, you shouldn't fetishize children to begin with. If so, seek help. Because if you don't seek help outside of prison, you will find it inside, and it's not the kind of help you want. So, yeah. Seek help if you have that particular fetish. I don't need to. What kind of help is that? Yes, I love attractive mixed women. Please help me. Who's going to help you with that? You stupid for seeking the help. They would help you for seeking help for that.
Scary. And I'm going to get to Sweetie in a second, but I feel like y'all didn't put enough pressure on Too Short. Y'all ain't do it.
Y'all didn't put enough pressure. According to her, you are obligated to pressure. You're obligated to pressure. Hit the like button. Y'all obligated to pressure black men. You gotta pressure them. You gotta pressure them to pressure them. Like, no, you don't. If anything, y'all simply wasn't hot enough. Be hotter. Gloss your lips. Work out your hips.
That. This man is having a conversation with a 28-year-old young woman. His 55-year-old ass having a conversation with a 28-year-old woman, expressing that he has never been in love with a fully black woman. And
now she's trying to, yes. He's having a conversation with a woman that's been legal for 10 years. He's supposed to have a conversation with a 55-year-old woman? Don't care. Don't care what a 55-year-old woman thinks. And I won't care what this woman thinks when she turns 55. That's for damn sure. 27 years from now, I will not care what she thinks. Her opinion does not matter to me as much when she is 55. Period.
And that California, the Bay, did that to him because a lot of the women in California are mixed. And I took a little break from this type of commentary because, you know, I'm in love, y'all. Like, I got a good man. Like, I took a break, but I'm finna be on y'all asses now because it's unprovoked. It's unprovoked. You talking to Saweetie, talk to Sweetie. Don't talk about us. Don't talk about nobody else. Talk to Sweetie. Don't talk about us, okay? we ain't.
And this is why I picked this video. Because the truth of the matter is, he didn't talk about you. You see, when he said that he likes light skin or he likes mixed women, he didn't even mention, he didn't say, I hate solid race women. He didn't say, you know, I dislike women who are ethnically determinate. He didn't say anything like that. He just said what he liked. So this whole thing that, oh, don't say, you can talk about your preference without speaking against regular black women. He didn't speak against you. But that's what y'all hear. Y'all hear a man saying, two ugly with people of the same race can get together and have a beautiful mixed race kid. You somehow took that as an insult. You somehow heard, F all dark-skinned black women. You somehow heard that.
And in this, now, how did I get in this? I swear, every time I turn around, every blood clot time, I'm like, well, how did we get in that? Well, what that had to do?
Chantel, if you're listening, what is blood clot, and why do y'all say that? What is that? It's nasty. It sounds like tampon talk. Like, it's disgusting. Yeah.
We over here. Oh my, y'all are obsessed.
Comment about, you feel me, when people come together and make a beautiful baby, but black woman is beautiful, period. With that, with their own blood. You feel me?
No doubt about it. And I have, in all of my mixed adventures, I have had one.
I heard a comment about, you feel me, when people come together and make a beautiful baby, but black woman is beautiful, period. With their own blood. You feel me?
No doubt about it. And I have, in all of my mixed.
So basically, she didn't say this in response to. She didn't say this in response to what Too Short said. She said this at some other part of the video, of the overall interview. She just put that in, like that's how she responded. Listen, and this is to Sweeney, and I know that these are entertainers and they can't afford to get canceled, so they're going to say what's needed to appease the general audience. Black women are beautiful and blah 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 blah, but you're more beautiful. You know that you are above average. You are above the curve. Even if you're a 6, that is still above the median being 5. You know that you are above the fray. So don't act like you don't know an ugly bitch when you see one. Don't pretend like you're not hot for the sake of the less hot women. Now, I get it. It's your job. It's your job to downplay the fact that you are attractive while receiving funds for being attractive. I know that people are repulsed by conceited bitches, and I know that they are attracted to humility. So I get why you're doing it, but you're not fooling me. You know exactly how hot you are. If you didn't, you would be sucking my penis. You would be at a regular person's house sucking his penis, but you are regular. So you compliment your lessers.
Not in all of my mixed adventures, child. Now, I feel a lot of ways about this, right? And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, because y'all my babies, y'all my unicorns, so I have no choice but to keep it real with y'all. I feel a couple ways about this, right? And it's just because I'm a passionate person. Obviously, this is the commentary that I do. This is something that has been plaguing Black women. So this is something that we talk about on this channel. I do understand that colorism, anti-Blackness, self-hate, white supremacy, it's not something that I would say maybe the average person speaks about on a regular, right? They probably see some tweets about it. They probably hear some conversations about it. They're probably against it, but it's not something that they are necessarily passionate about. So on one hand, I can definitely see Saweetie is crawling out of her skin. She's like, oh my God, this conversation is not happening. But Black.
Okay. She was not, I repeat, she was not crawling out of her skin when he said that. This chick, this Aloho chick, is a liar. In fact, let's see exactly what she was saying and how she was reacting. Once again, fair use. Let's see if she was crawling out of her skin.
I am from the Bay. Does that answer that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is a 2D grand. This is a 2D grand, not really crawling out of her skin yet, but let's play some more.
So to let people know what they can find in the Bay Area, because I know there's a lot of Filipinos out there, and I'm not.
Okay, so when I leave out the Bay, when I leave from the Bay, as a youngster moving around, you see a girl, she kind of fair skin, lighter skin, and she got a little hair, whatever, curly, straight hair, whatever, and you're like, hey, what you mixed with? And they would give.
All right, she's chewing gum. She's chewing gum, and you want to know why she's doing this? Because she knows that that's going to draw your attention to her mouth area, and she knows how sexy her lips is. She knows this. That's why she's chewing gum. She's like, look at my mouth, hypnotize you. Look at me, game changer. Look at my mouth, look at my lips, You want to put your cheek on it, huh? You want me to kiss your mandible, game changer, right now, don't you? You want me to kiss that mandible? Yes, I want you to kiss my mandible right now. I want you to kiss the ball between my neck and my jaw right now, and you know it. That's why you're chewing gum.
Offended. They'd be like, I'm black, I'm this, and I'm like, nah, you definitely mixed with something. And they would get mad. But in the Bay, you could meet a girl before you say her name, be like, hey, what you mixed with? And she'd probably tell you that her mama's this, her daddy's that, and mixed heritage women have always been my favorite. Like, I don't think I've ever fallen in love with a woman that wasn't mixed.
Really?
Still not creeped out. She's still not. Now she probably would be if she heard me and I said the mandible thing, but fortunately, that's why you can't see me. That's why I'm not cammed up. Just in case I run into her and she say, hey, you that mandible nigga? Like, so yeah, I don't want that to happen. But so she described her as being creeped out, but she's not. She's more intrigued about what he's saying.
And the debate did that to me.
Really?
Because it's something you get, I feel that way about life too. Like biracial babies are. You could take the two ugliest motherfuckers from different races, and they fuck and make a baby, and that baby just be beautiful. It happens all the time.
Not creeped out. She is cracking up. She's cracking up. She's not creeped out by this.
He's laughing, but it's true.
Bruh.
He was like, I know y'all didn't make that little pretty baby. And you can see the features in it, though. You're like, but y'all did. I see it.
One thing that I really experienced about.
Okay, so that's enough of that. Now, I will say this about what he just said. I've seen pretty babies go bad. Like, sometimes it takes an ugly gene a while to kick in. It just does. Like, and okay, perfect example. And this is not me just clowning for the sake of clowning. But I can't think of a better example. And maybe she's cool now. Maybe she's cool right now. Who knows? I haven't seen her in years. Angelina Jolie's first adopted Ethiopian little girl was a very cute baby. But as she got older, her forehead grew faster than she did. And then it started to look like not baby cute anymore. Now, from what I hear, she grew up to be an attractive woman, if she's woman age yet. But you don't really. That's just going to say she went through a stage. She went through a forehead stage in her life. So I'm just saying that to say, just because a baby is cute doesn't really predict the outcome on if it's going to be an attractive adult necessarily. So, yeah. hybrid vigor may not be a thing, but what he's saying is true. Most babies are cute though, so yeah. Anyway, Big Mag the Fisher says, let's see, shout out to however too short feels. I agree. I like brown women and dislike red bones. Hey, and you have a right to say that. You have a right to what you like. All right, let's see. 88th bus stop. All right, appreciate you. Thanks a lot. Says the forest kept shrinking. Let's see, and the trees kept voting for the axe simply because its handle was made of wood. Okay, okay, I follow the analogy somewhat. Black women keep trusting the sisterhood. Yeah, yeah, that's what she's appealing to the sisterhood to give him more flack. Even though he didn't even notice how in that whole thing he didn't even say anything against. He didn't even speak against black women. He's just saying, listen, you know, ugly people can have pretty babies if they're mixed. Which is not speaking against a group of people at all. And he shouldn't have to apologize for no crap like that.
Men will bull you into a corner, okay? And
he didn't bull her into the corner. You see how she edited this and then recreated the whole narrative?
Conversation will happen because in order for them to put you on a pedestal, they have to step on us.
No, no, you don't. He mentioned nothing about you. He mentioned nothing about you, us, etc., etc., etc. He did not say a mumbling word about, and he does mumble from time to time. I actually met him in real life. Well, of course I did because he's famous and concerts and parties and stuff. But I met him one time locally. I met him in a place called Treasure Island. Now, for those of you who don't know, it's a small island, as the name suggests, between Oakland and San Francisco, neither of which are islands. However, on the bridge, on the Bay Bridge, there's a turnoff into it, and there was a party there at a mansion, and he was there. And in fact, it could have even been his spot. I had a special invitation from a friend, but it could have even been his spot. But seen him there once, and shouted out, shook his hand, said what's up. That's it.
There's no other way for them to do it. There's no other way for men, especially of today, to compliment other women without stepping and shitting on other women. So in this instant,
he did not shit on y'all. Y'all took this compliment as a shit on you. It's not.
It's uncomfortable. She's getting the praise. He's basically telling her, she is the preference, she is the prize, she is the gold, she is the winner, and she's uncomfortable. He's making her uncomfortable. I see it. He is.
So I just showed y'all that she wasn't uncomfortable. She is lying.
A man in the industry with some sort of power, some sort of status. Y'all said that he's a legend in California, I guess, child. So, this is a
I guess I could co-sign that just by the length of his career and, the influence that he had on the music industry. Yeah, I could say that. Not many people, musicians, some of them are like one-hit wonders, et cetera, et cetera. It's a difficult field to break into. So, yeah, I call him a Bay legend.
Also a work environment for her, right? So how many of you have been at work and conversations come up that make you uncomfortable? You can't just attack and, jump down the throat. You have to be politically correct. So I see in this instance that Saweetie was being politically correct.
Huh? She really didn't say much. She just laughed at the whole concept, explained that she's Filipino and that, that there's a lot of them here, and how she is seen as more exotic in other places. Like, this isn't really a politically correct thing. She's just lying about this whole interview. She didn't cover like the whole segment like I did. I noticed that.
Without being aggressive about the situation, because men don't like that, okay? You got to tiptoe.
Why'd she say men don't like that? Like we're wrong for not liking it. No, we don't like that.
They call us emotional and fragile, but you got to tiptoe on their feelings. So without being aggressive or overly, outspoken about it, she said, you made comments that Black women who are mixed are beautiful, but Black women who are not mixed, who have their own Black blood, are beautiful as well.
She actually didn't say that, at least not in response to what he said about mixed girls. She is lying and editing the hell out of this. So Anonymous said, do you think dark-skinned women can be pretty? Well, I'll answer that. Absolutely.
Tumblr question resurfaced from years ago as well. And someone said, Saweetie, do you think dark-skinned women can be pretty? She said, I was raised by dark-skinned women, so I find this question insulting. I don't think they can be pretty. I think they are pretty. No, it's just...
Wait, so her father is the Filipino one? Huh. Normally they're not that hot, but yeah, there you go. Unless she was raised by somebody else, who knows? Like maybe she was raised by her father's mother or something like that. Who knows? That's strange.
So interesting to me how...
Okay, so somebody said her dad is Black. So yeah, she's probably raised by her father's mother or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, a woman like Saweetie can say, listen, like, y'all not about to sit here and talk about Black and dark-skinned women. I have Black...
He wasn't talking about Black and dark-skinned women.
And dark-skinned women in my family whom I admire, whom I respect, who I think is beautiful, who I look up to. You're not finna play in my face and be colorist and be anti-Black and, you ain't gonna dump that over here. You're not gonna step on them to get to me. We're not doing that. And this man who literally came from...
Big Magda Fisher, I have to respectfully disagree. She's not a war baby because, she's 28. And unless, she was just like, I like Filipino booty. The war has been over for years, baby. Like she's that chick.
From two Black parents, a Black woman can sit up and say, well, they're not the prize, you are. It's just a comparison for me. I had to make that note. And I told y'all before, and I'm gonna keep telling y'all again, man's rejection is what? Man's rejection is who? Man's rejection is where, huh?
I have no idea what she's talking about here. I don't. What do you think men's rejection is?
Huh? Man's rejection is God's protection.
Okay, so what is woman's rejection? Oh, woman's rejection is an excuse for you to make videos about people who reject you.
So I Googled him, right? And his bio says Todd Anthony Shaw, better known by the stage name Too Short, is an American rapper and record producer. Shaw became famous in the West Coast hip hop scene in the late 1980s with lyrics often based on pimping. With lyrics often based on pimping. Sorry, I glitched. And promiscuity. Oh, but also...
What the hell? Why is she acting shocked? Why is she acting shocked that, a 80s rapper, primarily 80s rapper, made music about pimping and sexual promiscuity? Why is she clutching her pearls like, how dare he? How dare he talk about pimping in the 80s to the Black community? How dare he? What? Because so now she's going to try to attack his character. Okay.
Also drug culture and street survival. 55 years old, height 5'7". Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you him. So...
What the hell was that? What was that? What was that scary movie, like Knife Psycho chime? And what's wrong with being 5'6"? He's a rapper named Too Short. Like, what? How tall did you think he was? His name is literally Too Short. These chicks is bananas. All right.
So I'm grateful for God's protection. I am, I feel bad for the preferences. And actually, let me kind of divert this conversation, right? So I've been seeing an awakening. I've been seeing an awakening of the preferences. They're fed up, black men. Hi. They're not happy with y'all.
Who in the hell is this chick? And why is she dressed like a dude? Oh God. Oh God. Okay, just so y'all know, I only watched the the part where she was talking about Too Short. I actually came across this video when I was looking for a clip of what Short said. So I don't know where she's going with this, but I gotta see what she's about to say about this chick.
The preferences are speaking up. They're saying, wait a minute, we want God's protection too. Okay, let's listen.
All right, I'm tapping into the chat because I'm so fucking sick of seeing these videos. Black men, I'm talking to y'all. Stop coming for black women and then dragging Latinas in on it to justify why you won't date black women. Like I always.
Huh? How often does that happen? How often are black men sitting around saying, I don't date black women because Latino women exist? Now, first of all, when black men give comparisons between the ethnicities, they're not necessarily talking about you. In fact, they most certainly aren't. Unless you got something spectacular going on underneath that hoodie, they're not really talking about you per se. And that's my way of saying that you're not that hot. And I'm not talking about physically, because like I say, you could have a lot going on underneath that hoodie. But what I'm saying is, the fact is you have the hoodie on. Something is so messed up about you. Something is extremely messed up about you because you are indoors, not only with a hoodie, but you have a hood on. Just saying.
I say you can have a motherfucking preference and you don't have to dog out your own people to justify that preference. Have your fucking preference and go about your fucking daily job. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, us Latinas, we're not any easier because we're gonna cuss you out in 2 languages. We're gonna call you on your bullshit in 2 languages. So don't even come over here with that bullshit. I just don't understand why you cannot just, again, have your preference and go about your business. Why do you always have to drag black women into the chat? They not doing shit. You mad because...
Well, can't you do that? And why on earth do you think it's a virtue to quote unquote call men out on their shit? Yeah, somebody says she's reaching far and hard. Absolutely.
Because they didn't want your ass? You haven't dealt with the one that broke your heart back in the day?
Well, I mean, she wants into the sisterhood. She wants into the sisterhood, and this is her initiation, basically.
You ain't dealt with your traumas when it comes to the way your mama treated you, your grandmother, your auntie, your sister, whatever, what have you. You haven't dealt with that shit. Then you want to get mad when a black woman doesn't want to put up with you.
Now, what if he hasn't? What if a man didn't deal with the trauma that his mother, auntie, sister has given him? Wouldn't it be incumbent upon her to deal with whatever issue she has to why she's traumatizing kids? Very interesting.
your shit. And they make you level up. They make you better.
And that's why we're so good. That's why we are socioeconomically doing so well, because they have made us level up. What? Huh. I'm trying to just wrap my head around this. Because you ever notice how the people with the most upped level seem to be collectively with women that act nothing like this? Okay, well, look, Elon Musk. Elon Musk is up leveled. Does he have a chick like you with a hoodie on, talking crap online in his corner? Is that how he leveled up? Like, is there like a Nobel Prize winner out there with you? Like, I like to give thanks to the hoodie bitch. I would like to attribute my Nobel Prize to this bitch in the hoodie. If it wasn't for her, I would be just another nigga vaping and eating unpopped Pop Tarts straight out the pack. But because of her, I put down the vape, the weed, and the unpopped Pop Tarts straight out the pack. And now I am leveled up. Sweetie, that doesn't happen. Now, what, Sweetie? And you're not her, by the way. But, Sweetie, that doesn't happen. What does happen is you get with the dude while he's smoking weed and vaping and eating unpopped Pop Tarts out the pack. And you pop his Pop Tart. And then you say you leveled him up. And that is it. That is the extent of level upping you do. Bitch! Listen, and listen me good. There are 44-year-old Jenny Ma looking Asian bitches out there right now. Right now. And you know what they doing? They dragon ladying or tiger momming or whatever you want to call it, their kids right now. They are tiger momming them. They are tiger momming their kids right now. That's what they do. They cook, clean, tiger mom their kids until they become doctor. You're not doctor yet. You become doctor now. And what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Calling them out on their shit. They be doctoring their kids, making them play piano and stuff like that, and spelling being those kids. You see those spelling bee kids? You be seeing those spelling bee kids? It'd be crazy. I used to watch it. I'd be like, dang. Saying words that I didn't even know exist and they gotta spell it? That's not regular. And you want to know what those kids have in common? Not you as a mom. That's what they have in common. That's how you level up somebody. Calling them on their shit. You basically what you do is when they get an F on a spelling test, you call them out on having an F. That's not leveling up somebody. You don't know what level up is. You're trash.
Like, they're so solid. They be holding people down that they care for.
What the hell? Do you know what holding down mean? That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. Holding somebody down is holding them back. You don't even realize what you're saying. I held him down, which is why he's still holding a sign on the street corner, because I held him down. You are holding them back. Peggy Bundy held Al Bundy down. He didn't become a professional football player. I held him down. Now he's still that dude that scored 4 touchdowns for Polk High. You're proud of holding men back. Look at the look on her face. Look at the look on her face. She looked like a wiggle in prison that just got slapped by an Aryan Brotherhood. Like, look at her. What is that expression? She looks like one of the fake M&Ms of the early 2000s. Yes, I'm the real Shady, but she looks like the fake Shady.
Toes down. I don't understand why you gotta sit there and, oh, I like this and I like that because black women this, black women that. What the fuck? No. Let's call it what it is. You're not capable of certain things, so you're projecting onto black women for your shortcomings. And me and the Latinas, I'm talking to y'all. Come here. Just because a black man says his piece or only thinks about a black woman does not mean that you enter the chat to piggyback off of his bullshit. Cut the shit, mamas, because you are no better. You're not. And Latinas, can y'all stop taking it as a fucking compliment when a black man says that you're easier?
Should they take it as a compliment to say that you're difficult? You're an imbecile.
Insecure are you that gets you all giddy inside? What the fuck? Wow. Y'all can go be boo-boo together, apparently. Again, have your preference, but leave everybody else out of it. Go on.
It's extremely hard, not like a woe is me way, but like a mind puzzle way, because it manifests itself in like 3 ways. The one that everybody knows, the blatant one.
Who is this chick, and why in the world does she have a bonnet on? Oh, this is crazy. I'm only gonna be here for 7 more minutes. Then I'm gonna go to movie night. But who is this woman? And why in the hell does she have a bonnet on? Not even like a regular bonnet. This is old-timey. This is an old-timey frilly bonnet. Okay, let's see where this is going.
I can't date no dark-skinned, nappy-headed, you know, that whole 9 yard. That's the type of men I can't touch with a 10-foot pole. Get away from me. Because the features that you love about me so much are African-derived. Better anyway. Then there's...
You don't know what the fuck he loves about you.
the more less obvious, the one that dates everybody. Dark skin, light skin, not his race, well within his race, you name it. Then you go down his page and you realize that he's only ever posted light skin or white women. You're like, but I know that you did this dark skin girl, but you never posted her. Deviation of this is he's in a public relationship with a mixed woman, cheats on her with a full race dark skinned woman, and ignorant light skinned women uses as fuel to hate dark skinned women.
All right. Black women, she's not on your side. Basically, as twisted as she is, this is an insult. She basically says, listen, I want to beat all of you. When I get with a dude, I want to know that he dates all women and wound up with me. I want to know that my nana is better than black nana, white nana, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I get you not wanting to, get with a guy who's into you because of your ethnicity. I get that. But you are in competition and you want to know that you won against all others. Understand that. and the bonnet. Let's never forget the bonnet.
And the third one, you guys are in a relationship, you get really comfortable, they don't seem colorist, but let's say you start asking like what do they like about you, or maybe you guys talk about kids, and all they can point out is your hair, your skin color, and your eyes.
And so there is now
Well, it is stupid for a man to. Why is she back at this chick? It is stupid for a man to say, I love your hair. Like, what is it you love about me? Oh, I love your hair. Really, anything physical is not going to work to your advantage. But collectively, women shouldn't even ask that crap. Like, what do you find so attractive about me? Your tits. How about that? Like, why would you even ask that question? Be happy I do.
an influx of the preferences, the white Latinas, the mixed race women, even white Caucasian women coming out and sharing their experiences, when encountering dating Black men, becoming baby mamas to Black men, or just being Black man's preferences.
Okay, so enough of this. All right. Listen to me and listen to me good. All right. Listen to me and listen to me good. This is not to your benefit. You are looked upon as charity by other women. And these women are saying you are a jerk for not throwing a dog a bone. And in that analogy, you are the dog. They're basically saying, we have plenty of your penis. And from the plenty of your penis that we have to choose from, we're going to choose the one that has compassion for the lesser. Take the regardeds for example, right? Take the regardeds. Take the people who are mentally challenged. Now, a non-regarded person will say, yes, I have more options than the regarded. However, if a woman comes to you and says something negative about regarded people, then you probably would be less interested in her for long term because she doesn't have a sense of empathy and compassion. They are saying they are looking at you as the regarded women of the sexual mating market. You're not real competition. You are something to take sympathy and pity upon. And if they are with a guy that don't take sympathy and pity on you, then they will leave that guy. They are not interested in, they want a man with sensitivity. They want a man who's charitable. And that's how they see you and your vagina. They're basically saying, okay, you have a shot at my pussy if you compliment her, if you give her an atta girl. Is that what you want? Men who are being nice and decent to you just to get to other chicks? That's truly what you want. How pathetic are you? How worthless is your vagina that you have to appeal to better vaginas to give you sympathy? Now, don't get me wrong. I'll take it. But I have a penis. And there is a big difference. Like women's just so happen to like rich guys. Okay, yeah. And if I have a rich friend that says something like, okay, I'll consider bringing your vagina into the fray, but you got to be nicer to Game Changer. You got to let them hit it from time to time. I'll take it. Yes, it's pity, pussy, that I will take and embrace. But I have a penis. And it's okay for me to do stuff like that for it. To do that with a vagina really says something about the way you see your vagina and how you value it. And they're never going to aggrandize it above their own. You think that these chicks are going to say this when they come across other ethnic groups, ones that people find attractive? You think that they're going to send spare penis their way? No. Are they sending spare penis to the Russian women? No. Are they sending spare penis to the Swedish girl? Don't hurt me again. Are they sending spare penis to groups of women that are internationally recognized as attractive? No. You want to know why? Because they're actual competition. That is you. You are the regarded. You are the regarded. I seen this thing. It was a heartwarming story. You know how they have heartwarming stories, the news from time to time. It was a heartwarming story about a football team that was losing. What was they losing? They were losing like 49-0, right? So what the coaches of both teams decided to do was give the ball to the losing team's regarded water boy or something like that, right? But he had a uniform. And let him score a touchdown. And, so they would lose 49-7, and he would have like a highlight of his life to where he gets to, and they showed it, and the other team was like guiding him on, like, no, this way, run this way, and stuff like that. So they guided him to their own end zone, and of course they moved out the way. Nobody tried to chase him or tackle him or something like that. It was just an honorary touchdown, right? That is how far behind you are. They're saying, listen, I got you beat 49-0. I got you beat 49-0. Here's a free touchdown. You're still not going to win. It don't matter. I can give you free touchdowns all day. It don't matter. Your pussy is so far behind mine. Here's some free stuff. No, it wasn't Rudy. It was this was a real story. This was a real story. They're saying your vagina is so far behind. Here's some free touchdown. Here's some free points. And the fact that this chick took it, she is taking these free these free attaboys, these free, okay, you can have this. It's pathetic. That is your vagina. That is so pathetic. I do not have words for it. That is what you are relegated to. You should stand tall. You have a vagina, and this is what they don't see you as competition. It's not a real fight. You're a kid being thrown on the bed by an adult. It's not even. That's not a fight. You're Bill Gates versus Mike Tyson. It's a loss. It's a loss, and you're taking it as you are taking that touchdown, that free touchdown that they're trying to give you as pity, and you are just at the end of it singing, "We are the champions." No. They got penis to spare, and they're sparing it to you. Dang. Y'all do not know how to hold the L. Hold on. Let me set up movie night. I'm behind. Hold on. Let me get the link so I can put it out there. I forget what this week's movie is, but I got it in the thing, so I'll find out in a second. All right. All right. Give me a second. Okay, and one more second to actually find out what movie next movie is. Oh crap! Been getting a lot of junk mail lately, and not on my Game Changer account, on my regular one. Hold on. All right, shout out to Kevin Sam, or not Kevin Samuels. This is a different one. Shout out to people who've been sending me show ideas. I appreciate you. Thanks a lot. All right, one second. Oh, something new. So something. Oh, and that's perfect. Something new. That Sanaa Lathan movie where she, was after that white dude. So we're gonna break down and examine that here on movie night. So stay tuned for that. Something new. All right. So, but yeah, I think I'm done. Did I say everything I want to say? Yeah, I said everything I want. Don't try to dictate what a man dictates. What the fuck? Like, what is so bad about your vagina? Why are you? Every other woman use push-up bras and lingerie. Y'all use pity and sympathy and shaming and attacking people in order to get them to want to fuck you more. Don't be pathetic. Don't be pathetic. Use some glossy lipstick or lingerie and gym memberships or whatever the fuck. I don't know how to attract a penis. I just know what mine is attracted to. Do that. Because it's not your skin. If you feel that far behind, then you do that. Miss me with all the other crap. So with that, I'd like to put my phone on silent. Let me see if I got any cash apps. So with that, I'd like to thank the cash apps and super chats, managers and moderators, those who are listening silently, and those who participate in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. Movie night starts right now, and the link is right here. And remember, this is Game Changer 00100. Game over. Peace.